just to hit that conversion there with those opportunities that are coming this quarter.
Yeah, I think we'll look to possess the ball and look to hit up a little bit more and, you know, rather than just go long down the line. And look, there's opportunities to score at that end as well. You just got to be smart with your ball movement going forward.
Thanks, Hamid.
Thanks very much, Esper DePonzo down at ground level. Some great insight there from Hamid Singh, the Vermont senior coach. Just about to get started for the second term, Dan. It's going to be an interesting term, but let's head over to Gav Casey to call the action.
And it was good for the umpire to wait for our interview to finish. That was nice of him. So the game's underway again. And it's another free kick, this time going to Blackburn just outside of the contest. And Cruz grabs it from just behind the centre circle. A lot of options, but they all seem to be marked. Long kick, gets it towards Hammond. The fist comes over the top from the Vermont defenders and hits the ground, where it's Vermont to clean it up. Wadley, under a heap of pressure, has time to look at his options further up, but he just still tumbles it forward where Parker gets in the way. He goes into the corridor, hits his target, finds his teammate in Clay. Clay hands it over, it bobbles off the fingers, and Macaulay has to go back to Clay, and Tominello takes the mark just as the defence was coming on top of him. So from the centre square, he loads up this kick, goes long as he can. Not really deliberate, but more hopeful, and coming over the top was Perry, just as he usually does, reads it well, takes the mark, and his kick spots up the opposition, and Prendergast seemed to be the only one he was passing towards because he really wasn't marked by anyone, and he takes the mark in the pocket.
Oh, do you think he called the wrong name, or maybe went colourblind for a second? Who knows?
Have to be, because it seemed like out of the three people in the vicinity, two of them being Vermont, he speared the ball into Prendergast's stomach, and he was maybe surprised but very thankful. And from the pocket, he'll have to put it towards the left post, and it swings away and misses. Another minor score, Blackburn 3 points, and it's Max on boundary line to talk about Blackburn's first huddle.
Thanks, Max, as that kick from Lockie Johns goes downfield and goes over the boundary line. Oh, it's actually taken just on the boundary line, excuse me. Got to get down to Specsavers. Pick those contact lenses up finally. And this one taken here by McIntyre. Brings the ball right back into play up towards the half-forward line. Plenty of flyers there for Vermont. Whale Buxton couldn't gather it in. As hands quickly out there by Vermont. And trying to shake a couple of tackles there is Harkins. And I think he's going to get a free kick there for being held. Oh, he's holding the ball the other way. Well, it could have gone either way. I'm going to get out of my armchair as the umpire. This one moved back out here to the half-forward line and down in the direction of Cam Purdy. And he takes a great mark just inside the boundary line on the half-forward flank now here for Vermont. 2.5 gone now on the clock in this second term. Vermont in front by 14 points. The kick comes up towards the half-forward line. Whale Buxton and Tominello both there. And that one's forced over the boundary line. Out on the full. And the diving Macaulay couldn't prevent that. And he's going to bring it back in now here for Blackburn. Options upfield, not many of them. Been told to play on now here by the umpire. Kicks this one up towards the centre wing and a good solid mark. And well, it looks like he's done a hammy too, as Jake Hammond.
It was like a horse is breaking down the way he galloped then.
Let's hope he doesn't get put down as a result. And here's one now here taken by Reed on the half-back line now here for Vermont. They switch the play now here through McCafferty. Decides to pull up, goes downfield in the direction there of Johnson. And he takes the mark just inside the forward pocket boundary line here for Vermont. 3 minutes gone here, second term. Kick now up towards the centre wing area. Whale Buxton, the intended target. Fist there from Tominello. Unable to gather it there was Ellis. And he's in a foot race. Tackled strongly there inside the centre square. And we'll get a ball up.
Tominello's going to be a key pivotal figure, I think, in this game for Blackburn. He was last time we were out here against Oval Park. He's a great central figure.
As said, he wins the tap there, but they just can't bust out. And we're going to have take two of that ball up in the centre square. So in it comes again. Whale Buxton gets the hand to it, knocked down there. Trying to come out of it is Parker with the footy. Went high there on McIntyre, and he's still on the deck and quite groggy. This one a high up and under, and that taken there by Tominello. Quick hands now here to Parker. McIntyre's back on his feet. The kick now was a poor one, straight into Vermont hands, and a kick now out towards the half-forward line, and a foot race ensues. Vermont, quick hands out now here to Lockie Johns. Johns inside the 50, decides to back himself, kicks, and he's just put it to the left. Oh, great passage of play there for Vermont, unable to capitalise. 2-6-18, they lead Blackburn 3 points here on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
He had the right idea there, Lockie Johns. You could see he was trying to use the breeze, but it just didn't push back enough from the right.
Short kick out, goes to the pocket where it's a Hammond, the brother of Jake. It's Nathan, who plays mostly in defence. So he'll look from the pocket to get it to the grandstand wing. A nice pass. He dropped it in short of the pack, and it's a nice mark taken by Reed, who was uncontested in the end. He's got a short on, has to go as wide as the field allows him, and Compton takes the mark. So it's a deliberate approach going out of their defence, Blackburn. Now that dangerous kick goes to centre forward, but it might open up as Tamanalo takes it. He's not quick to play on, but now he finds a wide man with Fagan, the skipper, back in the lineup, taking it at 50. And he fancies himself, actually, puts it on himself to have a very deliberate shot at it. And we'll go boundary side after this kick as Fagan lines up beyond 50, 45-degree angle. Big kick for Blackburn, who trail by 15 points early in this second term. He puts it as long and straight as he can. It is a good one. Fagan, welcome back, skipper. And Blackburn 139. Trail Vermont 2-6-18. Let's go boundary side with Max Steenkamp.
Well, that was one of the very few plays of the day for Blackburn so far that they've actually lowered their eyes and spotted up a target. And look what happens, they kick a goal. Other times they've just bombed it in forward 50 and hoped for the best. But yeah, more deliberate approach. And if you're going to kick it to anyone, it may as well be Fagan because he's a fantastic shot on goal.
So Hammond getting some treatment. We'll see how that loss affects Blackburn. And tackled strongly there was McComb. Couldn't get rid of the footy in time, and we will have a ball up just there on that cricket pitch out the centre of the ground.
It's important Blackburn impose their physical presence on the Vermont midfielders because they're the most dangerous component of this game.
Trying to win the footy there is Danaher, and well, he's pretty well contained. And we'll have another ball up. So Whale Buxton and Tamanello duke it out again in the ruck. Whale Buxton gets the better of that encounter. Ball on the deck. Held without the footy there, maybe of Dawson as play continues. And we've got a holding the ball now. Good tackle. Blackburn have won a free kick. Great tackle there by Ben McIntyre, and he'll take the kick just outside the centre circle. Decides to go himself. Dummies around. Kicks this one out now in towards full forward. It's well wide and the widest of margins. Bounces just inside the line though, and boundary throw in to the right-hand goalpost.
Gee, he's a highlights package, Ben McIntyre, isn't he? He's turning it on again today, and a few weeks ago when we saw them, he was best on ground. So he's one player that Vermont are definitely going to need to stop.
So boundary throw in here to the right as Whale Buxton goes up, but the ball comes short. That Breeze again playing havoc there with even the boundary throw in, and that one kicked down towards us. And we out on the full, and almost an insurance job for that four-wheel drive there on the wing. And well, it'll be Blackburn to bring it back in.
Hope it's not your four-wheel drive, Steve.
No, I don't take the kids to soccer. Don't have any kids to take to soccer.
Prendergast sees the whole playing opposition in his own defence, so he goes backwards and they're going to circle around half-back. Now it's in the hands of Faulkner at centre half-back for Blackburn. Another short on. Parker's the next one in the chain. So they've crossed the field of Morton Park. Where will Parker go? He's going to go to the wing. So they've gone complete opposite side now in the hands of Dawson. So they've gone backwards into the other side with about 3 kicks of Blackburn. Now the kick goes forward. Who can mark it? Tamanello gets in position, but a body check on him means it comes to the ground. We're sharing it out with Schneider. Now it's been tackled is Perry, as there wasn't much room to move for Vermont with all the Blackburn players, including Xavier Murphy being one of the tacklers. So it's a ball up 60 metres out from Blackburn's goal. So they get themselves on the scoreboard in recent times with Fagan. Now another ball up. As soon as you grab it, it's a hot ball. And Whale Buxton is probably not the man you want tackling you to the ground because there's a bit of weight and pressure. So Whale Buxton versus Tamanello. 0-0 draw as they pretty much missed it. Allowed the Rovers to get in on it. And they jump on the ball and the umpire will have a second go at trying to clear this congestion. Whale Buxton in front position. He knocks it towards boundary side, but no one can take it out of the pack. And the umpire comes in again.
I think Vermont would be a little bit frustrated because they're more, I suppose, used to or contingent on the free-flowing style of football, and they've been deprived of that so far.
So Snyder's in good position. He claims it close to the boundary line, hooks it back in. Might favour Blackburn. It does. Clay takes the mark. Now he's got the corridor to use. Will it bounce favourably? Ken Worthy finally gets onto it at half-back. Takes a bounce to the outer wing. He goes before looking forward. Now he gets to the centre circle, and Fagan, the goal kicker, takes the mark. And he's got all the players ahead of him as he goes to the broadcast side. Tamanolo picks it up, gets it to the runner in Dawson, who spears it out wide. The stretch couldn't be taken as it went over the head of his intended player. And it's just those kicks need to be hit.
Well, it's high-pressure footy, but sensational work by Tyler Faulkner out there on the far wing to keep Jake Best out of that passage of play there. It's a matchup I'm going to be watching keenly today because if Jake Best gets off the leash, Vermont often do quite well.
Kick off the ground was good there. Nice improvisation for Blackburn, but it didn't clear the congestion, and the congestion is fierce. Tackling in terms of Harkins now gets on the board. Can he open it up with a hand pass? No, it goes back into the pack where Wale Buxton stands tall. Hand passes towards the boundary line. Had a player maybe in the vicinity. It'll be a ball up 40 metres around from Blackburn's goal as they look to try to clear it out of these numbers. But where will they go next, even if they do? Tamanalo, back position, does get over the top of Wale Buxton, but look at that pack just jump on the ball, and it's not getting out of there as it's handover by Harkins. He's getting involved at half forward, but he's not going to clear this pack in a hurry. As McComb grabs it at the same time as his opposite number in Cruz, and they have a jump ball, you would call it in other sports. Another contest as the ball is balled up. And again, it goes underneath that contest and another ball up.
You're using every synonym for a ball up you can find, even borrowing it from other sports. I like it.
I've had 5 or 6. I'm just about to give it over, I reckon, to Steve, but I'm hopeful something might happen. And it's not going to, because again, the hand pass doesn't clear congestion. Players jump on, another ball up.
Okay, well, you've expended the synonyms, and I'll expend mine then. The score 139 to 26-18. Vermont in control, 9 points, 11.5 gone here, second term, and yet another log jam there on the half forward flank. The kicker high up and under here to centre half forward as Conkers there for Blackburn, but Vermont beat them to it. The hands out now into the forward pocket, and Vermont trying to bust out of their own forward black 50. The kick now is all up their head. Oh, Tyler Faulkner, great grab. Going in hard with the footy though with Schneider.
He's hurt too.
Now both of them appear to be too. That's going to be a corky, and hopefully not a concussion there to Schneider.
Great courage by both players there.
Absolutely, is that kick there from Faulkner in towards the direction. Great mark taken there by Perry. And away come Vermont down the far side. Here's Wadley with a bit of time and space to assess his options upfield. Kicks now in the direction there of Lehman. Couldn't get the footy. Football won there by Macaulay. Diving in harder, both Blackburn and Vermont. Hands out now there from Fagan. The kick and the hands, now here to Murphy. Murphy now tries to centre the footy, and it's all Blackburn here in the centre of the ground. Here's McIntyre. Plenty of time and space. Bombs this one up towards the full forward line and over the forward line for a minor score. It's 1-4-10 Blackburn. They trail Vermont by 8, 2-6-18, 12.5 gone here, second term.
We mentioned pre-match, Dan. Blackburn wanted to prevent a shootout. They've done that so far.
Yeah, they definitely have, but gee, it could have been a lot different if Vermont had a kick straight.
Oh, absolutely. And players keen to back themselves from 50-60 out of that end. Why wouldn't you with that kind of breeze? As this one moved out to the half-back flank, players pile in there. McComb goes to the deck, gathered in now here by Castricum now for Vermont. Nice hip and shoulder applied there from Mitch Dawson, and he's taken over the boundary line. We'll get a boundary throw in. So, great afternoon of footy. Blackburn, a pivotal matchup for them against the top-paced side. They play Doncaster the last week, who are just above them on the EFL ladder. As if the boundary throw in comes, strong tackle applied there by Fagan. And we'll have yet another ball up in the Gav Casey zone. I'm going to dub that there for this game.
It's the Bermuda Triangle. Balls go missing there.
As this one down. Now here by Vermont, unable to clear. There was Howard. And again, wrapped up. We'll have yet another free kick given.
He was sick of it like me.
Pat Compton, it's going to be awarded now here to Murphy. His kick now in towards the centre half forward line. Flux fly at it. Good fist there from Perry. It's moved out now all the way to the half back line, but Blackburn with plenty of time and space. Maybe taken high there was Hudson. And the ball comes out and kicked right back in towards the forward pocket, but well over the boundary line. Out of bounds on the full, Vermont to bring it back in.
Just, boys, on the outer side, it seems like it gets blown out across the boundary line. So is it in general a right to left to the outer side, or is it just a fluky wind on that outer side?
There you go, that's the word from the boundary line, right to left. I think it's just turbulent around that area in general.
So it's Vermont who get the chance to kick it out of the defence. So Hammond might get involved in Blackburn. Big fly! And it's a big mark by Lehman. Used his opponent as a step ladder, and what a good grab that was.
Darren Lehman couldn't take that, but Rory could.
Buff wouldn't get off the ground, would he? But he's no buff. Well, he's no buff head anyway. And it's now kicked out wide as Croc, it's shared out through the players. And it's Davidson who's got a short on, and they're composed, Vermont, and Purdy's got it. Because they know if they go forward, it's a contest. So they're happy to keep it in hand. No shorts now on. So the kick will go down the outer wing. We're in good position. Howard, he didn't take the mark, he went the punch. He didn't know that it was probably only a hands in the area, but we'll go with some stats on the outer side.
Inside 50s this quarter, Blackburn lead at 10-2, so really getting the ball inside 50, but not manufacturing much on the scoreboard.
Gee, that's massive, isn't it?
Boundary throw in outer wing. It's, again, huge contest for the ball. You can hear the wind in the effects mic, actually.
Yes.
So that means it's picking it up.
Either that or Esmond's just blowing into it.
He's struggling for breath. Well, I don't think sitting down on the boundary will be running too far, so it can't be Esmond. As a kick by Danaher, loads it up from the middle, big punch in over the top late, means the ball comes to the ground, so Blackburn with Baffy had to come in late with the punch, and at least creates a stoppage.
You're trying to keep your coffee warm, that's the explanation I'm giving. So boundary throw in now inside, tap one down there by Castricum, trying to keep it in there was McComb, getting there first was Cruz, but couldn't get the kick away in time. Boundary throw in will ensue.
I don't think it's ventured past the halfway line of the field in general at the Vermont's half of the ground, or their attacking half of the ground, so Blackburn have done well to block it. They just have to capitalise and get the score on the board.
And 16 and a half gone here in the second to score again as trying to burst through the pack now here at Vermont. McComb got wrapped up, almost dropped the footy. Trying to get the hands out there was Macaulay, and that one will be yet another ball up.
41 k's per hour.
41 k's per hour. It's lucky you're not playing golf this weekend, Gav.
Yes. Imagine how it would be on Cape Shank.
Here's McComb now. Tries to get the kick out. Danaher gathers it in. We've had a whistle, though, and a free kick. Can't see who this was going the way of. I believe it's going the way of Blackburn. There's a bit of jostling and sling tackle.
It's a Vermont kick, I think.
Yep.
And the 25.
Vermont kick, yeah, and 25 to boot. Hamburger with a lot. Not better than the one at Blackburn on offer. I have to say kudos to the chef. Great feed before the game.
BWS gave that burger a 10 out of 10. He never gives a 10 out of 10.
The burgers are better at Blackburn.
Oh dear.
There you go. Dan Sentich has coined the phrase. He's got a copyright suit just after the game, I'm sure. But so Vermont 17:40 gone here, second term. They lead by 8 points, and they go in short now here to Lockie Johns, who's made the move up from full back of where he was in the first quarter. Centers this one in and finds his teammate there in McCafferty. McCafferty plays on, goes up now here to Carey with a bit of space there on Danaher, and he stops and props and plays on now. Short kick in towards McComb. McComb now looking for a target downfield. The lead there of Purdy. Couldn't win the footy over there. Macaulay. Hands comes out, taken by Harkins for Blackburn. He gets a hand pass back now here to Faulkner. Evades a couple of tacklers and kicks it straight back up now here to the centre wing. Cruz is there for Blackburn. Fits the ball down. Prendergast couldn't do much with it. Lehman's got it now here for Vermont, and they come out across the half back line. The intended target over here there was Mendez. He wins the footy, gets tackled for his trouble. It's gathered in now here by Murphy for Blackburn. He goes in short. Great vision there to spot Prendergast, but he couldn't do much with it. And Vermont get out of jail through their back line. The kick there from Perry, and Vermont, well, escape a certain scoring chance, and just kept inside there. Davidson that was on that occasion. And this one to bring back here by Cam Howard. He kicks us down now here towards centre wing, looking there for Adam Parker on the far side. Ball bounces over his head, hands there inside as Vermont trying to break out here to the centre wing. Tough tackle applied there by Content. And a free kick given. It was a bit high, and Parker's going to win himself a free. It's about 70 metres from goal on the far side with about, well, you said a 41k breeze, but going the wrong way. Here's Tomanello now, wins the tap down. Oh, rove brilliantly here by Vermont as they try and break back in. The kick is a grubber. It's going, and it's going across the line, touched And, well, brilliant effort there. Didn't see who the player was, excuse me, but that's just the minor score.
I think it was Lachlan Johns.
Lockie Johns, thank you very much. 2-7-19. They lead Blackburn 1-4-10.
So Clay was on the last line just as the ball was curving around into the goal square. Clay was there, but not allowed to play on straight away because the umpire hadn't signalled for the score, which reads Vermont 2-7-19, leading by 9 over Blackburn 1-4-10. 20 minutes gone, second term, with Blackburn going to the Central Road end with the wind behind them, but it's not truly helping them. Kick into the corridor is dangerous, but Hammond helps out. Jake Hammond loads it up. Would like to kick it to himself, really, but the ball is now in the forward line. A lot of pressure on Vermont. Now the quick grub it forward in the goal square, bumped off just as Blackburn were going to have a shot. Picked up again. Conker gets involved, whereas Baffy was knocked over the ball as he saw an open goal. And he was, in his rush, he was knocked off his kick. Conker couldn't help him, and it's a ball up, 10 metres out. Vermont's scampering to save the goal. Can Blackburn pick it up? Quick kick out by Vermont. Bouncing ball's going to elude. There were only one option of 4. Picked up nicely by Danaher. Dodges one, puts his low pass in. No mark taken. The defence under a heap of pressure. Kicking out of the pack. Did it go cross goal, or is it claimed by Hammond? Hammond quickly picked it up, put it on the boot, and it went through the middle for the second of the day for Blackburn. 2-4-16 to Vermont's 2-7-19.
Well, Damo, we talked pre-game about Jake Hammond and his ability to create those opportunistic goals. I reckon that's what's going to keep Blackburn in that today, because see their delivery and the wind swirling around like it is. It's very hard to hit up a target, but if he can create a few of those goals, Vermont are going to be in trouble. A tall defender won't save them on that occasion.
Well, that was improvisation, or wasn't it? And they had made hard work of that goal because it was so congested at that forward line, but persistence paid off, and Hammond, with his great ability, produced the goal.
So low-scoring affair, but just 3 points in it here in the dying stages of the second term. Hands out now. Here's Danaher, gets the centering, clearing kick as he goes in towards centre half forward, but the mark taken there by McCafferty for Vermont, and he'll just go back and settle things down now here for the Eagles, and he'll bring Bell back into play. Conker on the mark. McCafferty now trying to switch the play, but decides to go straight up the middle, and well, it could have been dangerous. Great mark taken there by Lockie Johns, and he's having a good one so far. Gets the quick hands out. Here come Vermont straight down the pipe, and they move the ball up now into the forward pocket. Nothing but Blackburn players there. Clay couldn't take the mark. It's still in dispute. Good tackle there applied by Dawson. Appeals for holding the ball, no prior, and we'll have a ball up about 20 metres in front of the Vermont goal.
That was good play. I think it was Davidson producing the spoil, forced it to ground level because it was a certain Blackburn mark.
Yeah, it was.
So Rucks alluded. A quick shot here from Johns. Oh, and he's hit the post straight off the ruck. Lockie Johns looked to get the 6 points, ends up with the 1. Vermont 2-8-20. They lead Blackburn 2-4-16 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 22.5 played here, second quarter.
So Blackburn, sigh of relief for them. They trail by 4 points deep into this second term. Long, the kick out goes all the way to centre half back. More of a hopeful effort as there's a pack around it. Tamanalo hands it out. Tripped up was Xavier Murphy as he was trying to break clear of that pack. And he gets the free kick, tries to push his way to get the ball. And he had the fight just to pick up the ball. And it stopped the momentum. The kick goes out wide, a bit too wide potentially, as leading his way to the ball was Hammond. Maybe taken a bit too high as he pushes off. He's sharing it out. Now Hammond gets it back, and as he's falling to the ground, he kicks it straight up in the air on the outer side. Now the contest for the ball with Hammond jumping on it again. He's involved in everything. He'll do what it takes. He'll wrestle it away from his opponents, but he can't get up and take the ball forward. So it's a ball up, half forward flank for Blackburn on the outer side as they look to hit the front just before half-time. They might just have one more goal in them at the 24-minute mark. But again, I'm probably going to call 5 ball-ups in a row, don't you reckon?
Yeah. Well, it was 6 last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we've got 2. Here we go. Ball up outer side. Ruck pushed it out and knocked off the kick was Danaher.
We're going to include boundary throw-ins technically? Or?
Yes, all right, definitely. So we'll make the count 3. I reckon it even got up to 7.
It did.
But let's go on the third attempt to clear it with Tamanalo in front of Whale Buxton. The Packer just jump on the ball. Here comes 4. Hockey 1, hockey 2. Yep, well, It's not Wayne's World here at the moment.
You mentioned Hammond before.
Party on, Gav.
Yeah.
Hammond's impact has been superb in this second term.
And now they get it through the corridor to Blackburn. They're going to share it as they get it off and racing through McIntyre. Loads up. Will he load it all the way? He does for a point as it misses to the left. 2-5-17. Blackburn trail by 3 points.
Damo, you just mentioned Hammond combining with McIntyre as well. Those two players are a big reason that Blackburn have been able to get back into this game.
And Tumanello in the air as well.
So Cam Howard to bring the footy back into play when he finally gets his hands on it. Went pretty deep into the car park there. And 25 minutes gone here, second term. Kick straight up the middle here to Davidson. Goes by hand now out the far side now. Here to McCafferty. McCafferty now kicks this one up towards the centre wing area. Intended target there is Purdy. Flying also there for Vermont was Crocker. Couldn't win the footy down. Foot race ensues between Vermont and Blackburn players and has moved out into the forward line and gathered in beautifully there by Wadley. Hands off and shocker of a kick there from Schneider. Much to the chagrin of the Blackburn faithful. Clay breaks a tackle and puts it out on the full. And Vermont, well, a free kick in a place they'd like this late in the term.
They don't want Wale Buxton to have it.
No.
Pushed as he kicked it.
So just inside the 50 on the tightest of angles. And I'm not sure who's wearing 35. It's not on any of our lists. Is that one? Well, doesn't matter. It's gone straight out on the full. So anything you can do, I can do better. As Clay gets a reprieve there, and he's...
oh, that's going to be a free. It has to be. Silly play by Reid.
Just as I said that, Reid gives away a free kick.
Tell him about it, but don't knock him over. The umpires are always watching for that sort of stuff. Tell him about it, but don't knock him over. Simple rule.
So as we go down the boundary side, Esmond, a sponsor.
35 is James Crickus. He's had a number change.
Oh, okay. Thanks very much.
Let us know.
Instead of 62.
Okay. So Crickus is going to get a reprieve after putting it straight out on the full. He's going to back himself this time and a chance for Vermont to draw further in front. The kick is a better one, but it's crossed the face the other way. That matters not. There goes the siren to end the first half. And at the end of it, Vermont 2-8-20. They lead Blackburn 2-5-17. 3-point diff margin as well. We get a few more hereafter. It's going to be on here between Vermont and players coming from everywhere. Well, no punches being thrown, but plenty of jumper punches and a bit more of that. We've got a real melee.
I think it was started from a push and shove, and because it's half-time, no free kicks can be given. But let's just wrap it up before we go to our first break. It is Vermont 2-8-20 leading Blackburn 2-5-17 as we go to half-time break. You're tuned to Radio Eastern 98.1 where it's heating up.
It's important to tell our loved ones how much they mean to us, so don't wait till tomorrow. Say it now. During #SayItNowWeek, Tobin Brothers Funerals is encouraging you to tell loved ones what an inspiration they are and how much they mean to you. Say it now, say it out. How you really feeling, what's there in your heart right now? #SayItNowWeek, August 14 to 20. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.